Alright, we're just the other side of Cobar, about halfway to Vulcania. Just stopped to boil a billy, have a cup of tea. And yeah, it just reminds me, this is burr country, you know, they've got these crazy big burrs out here, cat eyes, and I took all the boys out. I used to take our apprentices out for a lot of trips, Broken Hill and Birdsville, and they're all, you know, they'd all have board shorts, t-shirts and thongs. You know, we got out of the car, a place like this, out near Nyngan, and boys, we had the footy, and they'd run out in the bush, kicking the footy, and we got out to this bird country, and we stopped, everyone, about 10 apprentices, Nicky Nelson and all the boys, and ran out into the bush, chasing the footy, and there was birds like this, and they all come hopping back with big thorns through their thongs, and it was funny. Anyway, so yeah, truck's riding really sweet. It's taking it easy, and we're going to go Vulcania, White Cliffs, Tibuburra, and across that way, and then down the Strzelecki. And yeah, so far going really good. It's good to pull off the side of the road and get the fire going, and have a cup of tea. So far all good. Alright guys, so out here in the outback, 79. I think it's Tuesday afternoon, and we've just left White Cliffs, heading for Tibuburra. So we could have gone sort of Adelaide and up the main road, but it's a beautiful country out here. green area there, State Forest, National Park. We're looking for a bit of green area or a little bit of a place where there's a water course over a track, and that generally means a little track down there. You can get down there and sort of hide away. Anyway, beautiful day and afternoon. Got our mates Glenn from Sydney and his brother. His brother's Brendan from Auckland. Come over for this trip, and Glenn lives in Sydney in the Discovery. So yeah, he's very capable bloke, Glenn, and been on a few trips with me. And this is a big trip. Both of them have never been this way. So I've been this road a few times years ago, and for me it'll be new territory from Ayers Rock west. But I've done all this country several times, but Glenn and his brother have not done any of this track west, which is pretty cool, you know. Anytime that you're driving fresh track that you've never been before, I think that's pretty cool, you know. But tonight's going to be great. Cook it on charcoal, under the stars, little fire, bush camp in the outback. That's what these trips are all about, really. Just exactly that, you know. Anyway, let's have a look at these tracks. He's pretty wild. But the big 76 is the big 79 is running beautiful at the moment. It's just purring along. We're doing 17 litres per 100 k's, or 5.5 kilometres per litre. So I've realised that I'm going to need an extra couple of jerry cans. So I bought 2 jerry cans back there, back in Cobar. So I've got a 185 litre tank. But that's only 1,000 k's really, and that's not four-wheel drive, you know. So we're going to need an extra 300 k's range really, at least. So we're going to get. I got 1 jerry. I bought 2 more, so I have 3 jerrys. So that'll be about 240 litres of diesel, and that should see us roll into where we can get fuel halfway up the canning. So yeah, it's going to be probably 11-12 days between 10 and 12 days on the canning stock route, depending how things go, and probably, you know, 5 or 6 days before we get to Aluna. Thanks. Yeah, there's a few holes up ahead, bro. Just drive to the conditions, mate. Yep. Provided that it's me. Drive to the conditions. Yeah, allowed if there's anything serious. Yeah, there's a bit of a hole coming up. That's the thing on these trucks too, you know. If something goes wrong, you're going too fast, you know. You really have to drive to the conditions. It's fine, zoom along at 100, but you don't know what's coming up really. So you just got to keep a good eye on the track, and anything can happen. You know, it could be a big washout, and if you hit too fast, you rip your front end off. You just don't know. So you got to be ready to jump on the anchors, and when it gets like this, you know, big holes, that's sort of like a bull dust hole, I suppose. You just really got to drive to the conditions, and but it's very dry. There's no water on the road at the moment, which is good. But heavy corrugations. So yeah, you wouldn't want to take a caravan out of here, I don't think. If you were, you'd be very, you know, pretty steady, 60k an hour with a caravan, off-road van, would be okay. But you wouldn't want to take a normal caravan on this road. White Cliffs to Tibuburra, it's a bit of a rough road. Anyway, we're in the outback, looking for a camp on a dirt road. Truck's just going sweet. Gonna cook up a nice couple of steaks tonight, and really life doesn't get much better. Big trip in front of us. You know, I've been pretty apprehensive about this trip. I've done a lot of trips over the world, and I've never been worried one bit. Just get up and go, you know. But I don't know about this trip. Maybe because it's a new truck. I don't know. I've been a bit anxious about the whole thing, really. It's a big trip too. It's my biggest trip, and I don't know why, but too, you know, a lot going on in business. You know, there's always a lot. You don't see anything won't tell all of it, but pretty much, you know, we needed to take, the dock business was slowing down, and I needed sales desperately, and we wanted to take our leaf sprung trailer out across the Simpson to show that, yeah, there's a creek crossing coming up the road. You'll have to get out in second gear. Where are we? Yeah, she's dropped. Anyway, so we had to do the Simpson, and we had to be able to show that a leaf sprung trailer can do it, you know, and I just got stitched up a little bit, both ends, and we ended up with these new, we'd had Alco for years, you know, we put in 350 sets of Alco leaf suspension, never had a problem. All of a sudden we've got this new suspension from a new company, and they underrated the springs, and we're on this trip to prove that leaf springs will hold up in the desert. That's the Simpson Desert Mates trip we did a few years ago, my dad and Luigi and the Simpson trailer, and halfway through the trip we broke a bloody spring. Now you never saw that on the video. If you look really closely you can see the point where it happened, but we never put that in because you know, the springs were just too light. But we were given a set of springs by a company and they were just not up to it. They were too light. They were 14s and they should have been 18s. But we didn't show that, you know, because we couldn't, you know, because we were showing that the leaf springs, and you know, we made the trip, like we patched it up, we pulled a leaf out of this, we went back to the track and found half the leaf. Fido was under there for hours patching this thing up, and we made it, you know. We pulled all the weight out, let all the water out, dropped all the water on the ground, lightened up the load, and we made it through. But this trip, we were wanting to do a live, everyday sort of account, and you know, if you do that, well, there's no hiding anything. So maybe that's what it is, I'm not sure. But I'm going to send, now we've got the Starlink's on the roof, and we've got full Wi-Fi anywhere we go. So, you know, once we start doing those live updates, which we might do one tonight, I wasn't going to start till I get to Ayers Rock, but look at this, a beautiful country, a few stories to tell. Why not? We may as well start it. And you know, then we sort of got to keep going, I suppose. All right, well, that's it, I think. We'll catch up with you. Well, we might do a quick look at our camp. Again, yeah, good 50 minutes now before we pull up, before dark, before the sun drops, and then we've only got half an hour before it's pitch black, you know, so in that time we've got to find a camp, nice little spots, and I'll be zooming in on the truck pretty soon to try to find a little creek bed or a bunch of trees, somewhere where you can sort of pull off and, you know, and make camp. So how you going back there, mate? Glenn's got a bloody handle. I didn't realise he hasn't got a UHF built in, which means little 5 watt. It's only got a few Ks when you got the dust. It's not strong enough, so I'll have to pull up and see if he's okay. You got a copy there, mate? So that's the thing. If you're out here with someone, you've got to be in constant contact with them. He could have hit a washout too quick. Could have anything happened, you know, so I'll pull up and wait till he catches up. But yeah, you got to have a built-in UHF. These little 5 watters are good for running around doing things, but it's no good for see the car's coming, right? I can't tell him there's a car coming because he's out of range. I'll pull up. Alright, thanks guys, and we'll catch you at camp. You there, Glenn? I'm trying to run to that. Oh, just further and further away. Alright, about 2 or 3 k's away. Heading west. I'm gonna head back. Thank God I got no water in there. It's fun, it's a beautiful cliff up there. I should go. But it's getting dark quick. I'm gonna get back. Simple little dinner tonight. Got a bit of charcoal. We got some rice and a bit of mince. Very simple.
I'm here.
We've got Starlink pumping. You just press that button and that's the Starlink right there.
Hi Ava. Hi. I'm right here. Hi Tanya.
And that's what we installed a while back. It's beaming up to the satellite. It says south. You can just see it's up across there. But here's Glenn. We're in the middle of outback. There's absolutely no service, but the boys are talking to their kids. So that's pretty cool. Brennan's from New Zealand and he's talking to his kids and his wife, and Glenn's talking to his little girls. That's pretty cool. Starlink, eh? How we going, fellas? Bit smoky.
Yeah. I've just been for years that I didn't actually smoke.
Sort of setup you got here, Lenny. Hey?
He's got
That
a
is
setup
a
that
mad
likes to
setup,
burn,
mate.
that burns bacon.
Looks like an IGT. A single barbecue box and a Stockton windshield. Perfect, eh? Charcoal and some bacon.
Bacon and some sausages.
How was your drive today, Brennan?
It was very good.
Did you drive all that rough stuff? Or did Glenn take over?
No,
He let you drive?
mate, I'm all over that stuff.
The big washouts and the
Yeah, no problem.
bull dust.
The old air suspension is somewhat challenging. It doesn't really like it too much, but I think in those conditions we prefer some springs.
Well, you're an experienced outback
coils?
traveller, aren't you?
Absolutely.
I mean, this is being a Kiwi. This is how many outback trips was it?
The mere fact that we can't camp like this in New Zealand, it suggests I've had enough.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's right. Well, learn as you go, eh? Glenn's an experienced outback traveller. He's been to Adelaide with us. Hey,
Yeah,
mate.
that's right. Very experienced.
Are you missing Jen this trip?
I am. Hey, Jen.
Oh,
Where are ya?
Jen's with us in spirit.
Where are you, Jen?
How's the are we allowed to look in the back of the TARDIS?
Yeah, mate.
What's it called? It's a TARDIS, isn't it?
That's right. The amount of
This
stuff in
car-
The TARDIS that needed Tetris.
See it. You've got half the space I've got, and you've got twice the gear that I've got. I don't get it. You got 8 cartons of beer. I could only fit in 3. You've got how many
Yeah,
of those water cubes?
there. I think 7.
7 water
Go and have a look on
cubes.
the side. Go and look on the side.
You've got 2 fridges.
2 fridges.
We don't do things by halves, do we? Do pro?
No way.
Did you do it like those Japanese train stations in Tokyo where you got to push them all in? Did you do that? You know, have you seen that, Brendan? Where they get a big
I've actually-
stick and they push them all in?
Yeah. Same in India. I've experienced it in India.
Have you?
Yeah.
Is that the technique you used for packing?
Absolutely. It
Yeah?
was. Yeah.
It worked, though.
Except when the challenge came, that the test was that
You
the
know that-
doors needed to open.
But we have got the most important
Did the
thing on
doors
board.
bow, did they?
Here, look. Here it is.
What? What? Drifta sticker or the paper towel?
It's the dunny paper. In fact, we need to turn it up the other way. It's quilted.
Hey,
on-
once upon a time, that was the most expensive thing you could buy.
What?
It's quilted.
Yeah, it was
onto
too. It was. Were you a hoarder or what? Were you a
was.
dunny paper hoarder?
I was.
You must have been. You still got some. How's the swag going, Brendan? Good?
I tell you what,
Happy with that?
we've had one night in it, and so far so good. First time in a swag.
You reckon your brother will let you stay up in the penthouse suite one night, like swap with you, or you're in the swag every night?
That'll only happen if I can write him off.
Write 'em off.
And then he can't actually climb up there.
Yeah. Yeah, if he does his knee in or something. Yeah, that's it. If he has an injury, he's gone. He's down the
gone.
swag.
He's history. He's
That's
in the
it.
swag.
Yeah,
That
be
doesn't
careful,
mean-
Glenn.
Hey, check out this new.
You know, when I was in the last time I was at Think Desert Races, and me and Tim Parker had a big wrestle, and he started dead legging me, so I gave him big dead leg, and then he couldn't walk again. So we could have a wrestle,
No,
and you'll be in the swag. That's it. No worries. All right, let you get into dinner. There's a lot going on over here, Glenn.
Yeah, I can see. I'm coming over in a minute.
Oh, what a day. What's happening, Darren?
I'm busy, bro.
Busy, eh? Right, there we go. Somewhere up around northwest New South Wales. Road's right there. Just camped off the road. And tell you what, this is the most magical place. We've got the Southern Cross. It's a beautiful camp. We're so fortunate to be alive right now.